Good evening, everybody. My name is Larry Thomas, Brother Jay, and I'm from Albany, Georgia. I call myself a first-tier investor into the Tulsa real estate fund. I made that decision 5 years ago because I had confidence in a brother like you trying to make a difference with Black people. I'm not rich. I earn everything I have. I'm a self-made man. I invested $20,000 in this fund. Now, I did that because I didn't see nowhere else that I could do 8% return on my money. My wife invested, my daughter, and my son-in-law. And they convinced me, and after listening to some of all the things that were going around, I invested that money. Now, we got the dividends. I have not one time over the last 5 years tried to criticize and even keep a tough eye on what's been going on with thrift. I get the emails, I catch some of the shows that you do and try to keep up like that. But for me, I invested that 20 in a long-term possibility. But now we are 5 years down the road, and the only reason I'm here tonight, me and my wife drove up from Albany because I've heard these same questions that you just sit here and answer. My email that I sent out to my investor family, I said that I'm coming up to the Legacy Center because I've heard these different allegations put out here. And I came tonight to give you an opportunity to address these different concerns that we have. Now, you one by one address most of these allegations that I've already read myself and whatnot, and I think you did a good job for it. But my main focus right now, because most of the things that we discuss in situations like this, and let me say this, I am a retired chief appraiser in Albany-Dougherty County. I'm vice chair of the land bank in Albany-Dougherty County and vice chair of the Board of Tax Assessors. So I'm familiar with real estate to some degree. I invest myself and whatnot. And I am a self-made millionaire. But the whole focus right now is that you got situations where transparency is the key. And as a manager of a fund like this, you got to keep transparency at the highest level you can. Because starting out as a Black man trying to do something like this, you already knew that at some point you were going to come across this crossroad with this situation like this. I'm sure you did. So hopefully you can start to doing the thing. Right now, we need to look at where are we now? Now, I was familiar with the fact that we got about $4 million in real estate property, the development right there. Now, I want to be sure about that. That was just vacant land, the 30 million. This legacy development reserve.
Yes, it's one residential home on a property that my family owns.
Okay.
The land of 27 acres is contributed to the fund in perpetuity for lifetime for fund development. And there's 5 acres of vacant land for a total assemblage of 32 acres for the fund to develop. Over the last year, we've been going through this process of meeting with the city, meeting with Artie Jones, economic developer, going through just the phase 1 of the process, going through our civil, going through our surveys, topography, going through our performer, our site plan for this development to come to life for our fund.
Okay, and my main priority now is to come and get clarity, as you said, which I'm starting to get clarity.
Yes, sir.
But at the same time, this fund's got to go on and do what it was anticipated for it to do.
I agree.
You know, and so for everybody that's out here now, we got other properties. One of my concerns, I want to know what kind of cash flow are we getting on some of the other development. Now, the real estate market has been in a total upswing over the last 2 years. And Coach Buffalo, you mentioned about COVID.
Yes.
And I agree with that wholeheartedly, because anything we look at right now, we got to discount a whole year and a half. for COVID. That's the impact COVID made, not just in any one community, but in communities all over the world. COVID made an impact. It slowed things down. But coming out of COVID, everything sped up at lightning speed. And what I'm going to see that Tulsa right now is moving in the direction to address the real estate opportunities, increasing valuations. And we had seen increases in value of the current holding, real estate holding. What is the monthly cash flow, annual cash flow of income and whatnot? And are we looking at, when we're looking at the fair market value of this real estate, all of these are income producing properties. So we ain't addressing these for the layman on just fair market value unless you are looking at it on an income approach. So if you ain't looking at the cap rate, looking at what income being produced, we might not have the appropriate fair market value of these properties. So I don't know if any kind of income analysis has been done on these current properties. Right now, if the elected senator is the primary focus of income, I agree. If you are utilizing it right now for entertainment or whatever it is, because it's got to be income. It's got to be a certain amount of income
100%.
being generated.
Divided by that cap rate. That's right. To make up market value.
That's right.
Yes,
that's
sir.
right. So these are the kind of things that I'm trying to look at right now. And
Sir.
if anything
Let me ask you this, Doc. Is there a specific question for this man? I know you want transparency. I know you look for those numbers. Tell him what you want from him.
Yeah. What I want from you, Jay, is to move forward in addressing the long-term situation. You can waste a lot of time trying to debunk these allegations, right? The allegation been made. You appear to have addressed them tonight. What I want to see now is that you and this fund is moving forward with these potential and future development, because I still want my 8% return.
Yes, sir.
Right?
I want you to have it. I want mine too. 100%. So let me address that and kind of break down where we're at from a real estate perspective. And again, part of tonight was for my family's sake. Y'all don't understand. It's hard. Like, I don't want to disclose too much family business, and I'm sure online they'll twist it and say I'm tugging on your heartstrings and being emotional. I'm being factual here. It's hard as a man when my wife got to cry again. But you got to cry again about somebody talking about her and her reputation and her friends, and she's in a text group and they're snickering and sneering. That's very hard to figure out how to deal with, especially when it's unwarranted, right? When it's not professional courtesy and it's jumping to conclusions. And so tonight was a rush for me to get here. I wanted my team. I tried to force my team here. I couldn't get everybody here so y'all could see the team and the genius and all that. And we're doing Investor Day. I had to do this as a husband tonight. I had to debunk this for my family. We don't steal, we don't thieve, we don't fraud, we don't misappropriate, period. Now to the fun piece, we're going to get into the full financials of Investor Day, but I do want to give everyone clarity that our path forward to progress, the fund needs to recapitalize. We know we got to do another capital raise. It's a must for us to thrive forward. We've been beat up. We've been hit. We have this legacy center ask.
Did you hear what I heard?
From 3 to 3.5 million, right? We are stabilizing fast though. We've had some of our first 6-figure months here.
No, for real. Did you hear what I heard? Did you hear this man say that part of his long-term strategy is to recapitalize, which means raise more money?
We've had Amazon here. We've had Delta here. We've had Disney come a few times to see about the popularity. We have great management, great sales team, great process, and doing it through the storm. These assets on the wall, these 32 transactions or other transactions that we did, many of which in private lending, right? We funded 12 Black developers in 10 different states. We have the Mooney development right here, which we really got to capitalize for, which has a great value add and upside within the fund. And these are before and after legacy center. So there's a lot of work to do to get to the long-term gains that we have to do as a fund. And I'm here to tell you guys that this is hard.
So as you can see, Jay Morrison ain't got no more answers and people got questions. He does later on go on to admit that he, quote unquote, made some mistakes. Duh. But he's also hell bent on people knowing that he has not misappropriated these funds. Well, I don't know what else you would call it.